Hello and welcome to the Barbara Young channel. Now my next project, and hopefully this is going to be quite a simple one because it is a simplicity. It's the 1133. This looks like quite a nice little pattern. It actually says on there super jiffy, and I imagine that's supposedly because it says it's one pattern piece. So there's actually two items on here. You have the top and basically some basic trousers, some sort of slouch trousers, however you want to call them, slouch pants I suppose some people would say. There are no side seams, no zippers, they're one piece each. Well, as far as the top goes, it's one pattern piece each, it says. So it supposedly is very, very simple to make. So I'm doing obviously the top part, which is also described as a top beach wraparound. So let's have a quick look at the details on that. So super jiffy wraparound beach cover up or tunic and pants. Trousers, as I would say, but there you go. Good fabrics for this is batiks, broadcloth, cotton types, linen types, madras, piqué, poplin, terry cloth, double knit, interlock, single knit, extra fabric needed to match plaids maybe, stripes or one-way design fabrics. But there you go. So and the only other thing you're going to need is a couple of buttons. It says 2 half-inch buttons, 2 packs of wide half-inch wide double fold bias tape, this stuff, and obviously some thread, of which I've got. Now I've got yellow bias tape and thread because I've got yellow material. Now this material I've shown before is actually from a tablecloth, or it is a tablecloth that I found in the UK. We've got charity shops and that. Some people call them thrift shops and stuff, where you can get things quite cheap. So I've got a lot of material here, which is great, and it's like a sort of linen material, so it feels like a linen or something like that. Nice yellow, and this, when I looked at the actual instructions, tells me that the material, when you cut the pattern, does actually need to be on the bias. It needs to be cut, no, not on the bias, on the cross grain. So when you cut it on the cross grain. So that's the pattern piece. That'll show up very well. But basically it equates to one piece that is very large. So have a look. One, as you can see, very large piece, and it's cut on the fold, so this is just half of it. So you do need quite a big piece of material for this to make it work, and you're cutting on the cross grain. But with this material that I've got, it doesn't really matter. It is a tablecloth meant to be, so it's really wide and broad, and I don't think I'm going to have any problems with that. So my main first feature will be to get this cut out, well, fold up, because I need to make sure I fold this squarely so I get the grain right, and then cut it out. Next stage, I imagine, will be the darts. Now this has got a little dart over here and a very long dart. Ooh, lost it. A very long dart here in the centre, so that's going to be effectively on the side, and it'll be, obviously because it's on fold, it'll be dart on either side. So that's going to be my first little tricky thing to do, but then it's putting the bias bind all the way round, doing a buttonhole at the top. Other than that, I'm hoping to be fairly straightforward, so let's get on with it and see how quickly I can get this done. or slowly, as the case may be. Managed to get the pattern cut out. Being one huge piece that it is, did start doing it on the floor, but quickly realised that I couldn't get round it easily, so because I've only got a small room and it's carpet on the floor, so it's not really ideal for cutting out patterns. So I just cut out a piece that was big enough that had the pattern piece on it, and then cut it out on this harder surface. So I've managed to get it cut out, hopefully fairly accurately. I certainly hope so. Now I've just got to mark up my my darts and my points and whatnot onto the actual piece, and then can actually start sewing it. Well, I've finally managed to get this pinned up and marked up. What I've done is put pins in for the darts and the little dart and anything else that needs to be marked up on both sides. A little bit tricky because this is quite big, and I've had to try and sort of manhandle, as it were, and get underneath and get it in on both sides. So now, according to instructions, what I should be doing is some stay stitching around this neckline and around this area, which is the I think this is sort of the armhole section. So I've got to get the stay stitching done, and then I think after that I'm on to doing the darts, which will be fun. Well, I finally managed to get all the little bits done. There's a piece up here on the neckline that you have to fold over, because this is where the button's going to go. Put the darts in, the stay stitching darts, the big long dart on the side, and this one, which is, I don't know, is it put on the neck, but anyway, two darts there, a little and big one, both the other side. And then there's the buttonhole piece. Now on there it says to do the buttonhole quite early on, and actually just do a bit of reinforcing around there, but to me I think that's not enough really. So what I've done is I've just cut out another couple of pieces that are the same shape where the buttonhole is going to go, and then when I put the bias tape on, that's going to go around and hold that in place, and then once I've done all that, I'll be able to work out the positioning that I want for the buttonhole, and that's when I'll do the buttonhole. It just seemed to be more of a sensible way of doing it, rather than doing the buttonhole before you've even done your darts and that. So buttonhole to me will be pretty much the last thing that I do, but it will mean I can get it pretty much just where I want, and I've got this double layer to help give it a bit more support. So that's where I am now. So the next stage will be to actually put the bias tape on. So now I have to get this stuff all round the whole of the edge. So hopefully two of these will be enough to do the whole thing, and they are somewhat lighter. Sorry, this is lighter than this. These are a bit darker, a bit more golden colour. This is more of a pale yellow, but hopefully it'll be a nice contrast, but it is still yellow. So that's the next step. Get all this bias tape on this garment that feels like it's going to be miles of this to do. So better get on with it. So my top or beach wrap cover is finally finished. I've actually managed to get it done. It took a little bit longer than I wanted to, but it is now completed. And you know what, it fits quite nicely. It seems to sit on me quite well, but there is one small problem with this fit, and it's a little bit snug. So what went wrong? Well, I think I know that already. So what I've done is I've gone back over my notes, which are there, and I've had a look at the sizing, and it basically goes to the very beginning of this project. When I first measured this up, I had a look at this sizing and I went, okay, had a look at my sizes, and I managed to work out what my size is. Actually, I've got it all written down, so I just did a quick check measure, took my sizes, and then I had a look at the sizing on the pattern on the back and had a work out at what size I thought would be most appropriate. So I chose a size, I copied that out on tracing paper. Now, because this is a single piece pattern, I cut that one piece pattern out, and then I cut the material out, and then I did all the other bits, and I thought, yeah, can't go far wrong with this one. But what I didn't include, once I'd done my measurements and checked the measurements on the actual pattern, is the ease. Yes, I forgot to put the ease back. So this does fit me. It just fits me snugly, without any real ease in there. So I could get away with wearing it. It's not a problem. It does go on me. You know, it's not like it's restrictive in that I can't wear it or move in it. But there isn't any additional material for that extra move, that extra movement that you want sometimes when you're, you know, moving around with a garment on. It's just not there. There is no ease in this material, and there's no stretchiness neither. It's a very, as you can hear, there's no give in that at all. So it does fit very snugly, which is nice. I like that. That'll be just fine if I want to wear this garment pretty much with nothing else, but you know, maybe some thin leggings or something, or maybe a really thick pair of tights, and it would work as an item that I could wear on the beach, pretty much, because that's really all you could do with this, because there just isn't enough ease in it. The other thing as well with this is that neckline is actually not that curved. Once you've got this sitting on the shoulder and it sits like about there, then you can see that neckline sort of sits quite close, and I'd want more of a dip in that neckline. I'd want it to have more of a curvature. So I will make this again, and I will include the ease, so I'm probably going up another size. Actually, looking at how much ease I really need and I should have put into the pattern, I reckon I'm probably going to go up one, possibly even two sizes to give me the room that I really feel that I need to have in the garment. But then also I'm going to have a look at trying to scoop this neckline out a lot more, so it's a even though there will be more ease in it and it'll be looser around the neck, I'm going to make it so it's a more scoop neck, because that's how I prefer the necks to be more open. But yeah, all in all, it has actually come out quite nicely, and it's worked quite well. And even if this is a finished wearable garment, in a way it is also a mock-up, because the material was a material from a charity shop, so it didn't cost me a lot, and it's almost like a fully wearable practice piece, and it's given me the understanding and the realisation that you have to take into account all of your measurements. Again, mock-ups are for mistakes, and there's a blinder of mistake in this one. So yeah, it's come out quite nice. I like it. It does fit literally very closely, but it is a nice top. I love the way it does wrap round, and the fact that it is one piece. Putting the binding on, it's a bit of a literary bind. It does take a bit of time, but yeah, it's done, and I actually enjoyed doing it. So hopefully I'll enjoy doing it again, knowing that the next one will almost certainly fit. And I've got enough material from the cloth that I used to make this one to make my next one, so I can make another yellow one if I wanted to. So onwards and upwards, hopefully. There you go. Simplicity 1133 Tunic Beach Wrap Top. Well, thank you very much for joining me on this video. I look forward to joining you on my next video. Bye. Bye.